Hi, guys. Good evening. This is High Priestess Jamila. Hello. And we didn't have a big turnout. That's fine. You guys will see this when it is time. Happy new moon to y'all. We are experiencing a new moon cusp between Gemini and Cancer. So that's really, really special because I am a Gemini Cancer cusper. Okay. And so I think it's very, very interesting the way people are choosing their paths. I think that people should all be respectful of people that are choosing their paths, but not everybody is. Not everybody is. So if you have found yourself fighting and tussling with either masculine energy, feminine energy, instead of just letting go, today I am letting go of people that are not equally yoked with me. It's one of those things. Got to do it. Okay. But today we're going to talk about the apprenticeship program. This is the first time ever. I feel like I'm late with this. I feel like I would have done this back in April. Even though I talked about it, I am accepting apprentices. And these apprentices will be in my coven. Okay. And so I'm just going to tell you straight up so that you can stop listening, because there's some people, to get into my apprenticeship program in 2023, it's $5,000. Okay. So if you feel like $5,000 is too much to invest in the universe and all of these secrets and the keys and all the stuff that I know and the stuff that you'll be taught, the stuff that you'll benefit from being in my coven, then it's probably not for you. Okay. I am one of those types of people that will invest thousands of dollars in a crystal or a stone rather than a purse or shoes. That's just the type of woman that I am. I am a pagan witch. And just to give you guys a little background of who I am what you would consider pagan slash neo Satanist, honestly. And I know a lot of people get scared when you say that. But, religion rules a lot of this lifetime, and people are still going through it. There's still a witch hunt. So, this is the reason why Satanism is still very much useful. Um, Whether or not you believe in the deity Satan or you believe in Satanism as a way of life and a way of thinking, the way of living, which is free and unencumbered, right? So, pagan, neo Satanist, meaning that I don't follow any indoctrination, you know, um, set my own rules because you can. And I work with primarily Lilith a lot. Could change in a couple of years. As far as much as I have to work with her, as far as with deities, I do also work with Santa Muerta, um, and several other what they consider to be dark goddesses. And I do a lot of conjure work for people. And, I work full time as a witch. It's what I do. And it doesn't average itself out as full time. I definitely do get a break. I take breaks. I get my time. I balance it well. So I think that a lot of people have to learn to find that balance. Okay. So let's get more into the apprenticeship program. That's the exciting aspect of it. Okay. So, first of all, as an apprentice, you are considered to be a student no matter where you are. There are some people that are very crafty, very powerful at doing love spells or crafting curses. But are you learnt on other things, right? So you may know things and I may know things that you need to know, and it's a give and take situation. The thing of it is that why does it cost? Well, number one, it costs because it's a test. I don't want anybody that's not willing to pay and I'm not. And just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I have to lower myself, or you know what I'm saying? So when you first enter, there is a lot of stuff that I have to do for you. Several things. Several things. Number one, I have to clear you of all of that fear and limitation. I have to do a great deal of astral work to protection work, sometimes even uncrossing work. Okay. Even some of the witches, because sometimes witches will come across a curse that they can't handle or take it off of them. Mainly generational curses. So, that is something that for me, it's very easy because I have my mind made up and I don't let nobody change my mind, not even for 1 second. So there's things that I do for you. There's gifts. You get drop shipped a bunch of stuff in the mail from my supplier. And, we pretty much become good friends. We talk all the time. Um, but that work that I do for you, in particular, the healing work, and I've been conserving a lot of my healing energy for my coven and my apprentices. I've been conserving it and reserving it. And the reason why is because a lot of you guys are empaths, whether or not you're a dark empath or a light empath or whatever you want to call it. Okay. I consider myself to be a dark empath. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay. All right. So the healing aspect of it. Okay. And so that's one of the things that I've discovered that is a gift. One of my gifts is that I'm a healer, which is why I attract so many people that are either mentally, physically sick or have other ailments, and they want that energy. Okay. But some of them need to fix themselves, and instead of just wanting energy, I'm not a blue shell crab, right? So I always say that because they'll try to treat you like you're a energy ATM machine, but they are in debt in the account, so they don't have their tab. Their tab is ran dry. Okay. So, protecting the energy is really important. And so the healing is the main aspect because you're going to need to be healed immediately. All of my apprentices are going to get the best healing. Healing can be very fast too, because I am an authentic healer. Um, and I will tell you that I got fed on so much that they almost bankrupted me. It was bad. But again, I'm also a witch, so I know the ways around that, right? So, you get healing and you do a complete turnaround to where you go from feeling some type of way, feeling that awful void inside you, and I just fill you up, clear you, fill you up, heal you. You start looking at things differently, things start happening for you that are positive. Start feeling more positive. You start handling things differently. And it's an amazing experience. It really is. And so that's that's one of the things. Okay. Now, one other thing that I will be doing personally is resurrecting your gifts. Okay. And I trust you. I trust you. I trust me. I trust my spirit guides. If you invest 5 grand in my apprenticeship program, why wouldn't I trust you? I do accept half down, but. And so a lot of you guys have very powerful gifts, not just the gift of sight, which is a very powerful gift, but also telekinesis, telepathy, uh, um, pyrokinesis. Okay, pyrokinesis is when you control fire. Okay, when you have a fire connection. Uh, Telekinesis is when you can move things with your mind. Now, technically, you only need at least 25% of that. Okay, you only need about 25% of that. I'll get to your question in just a second because I don't want to get thrown off. You're going to need only about 25% of that. If you can get yourself at 25%, you're going to be able to move mountains. You are going to be able to move things towards you when you can resurrect or invoke that power within yourself. And that is something that I want in my coven, obviously. You know, um, it's not that I want to take your powers because I have a list of powers of my own. So it's just that I want to be equally aligned with people that I'm supposed to be aligned with because it just makes sense. That's just like if you are an empath. If you are an empath, you have an extremely powerful gift. Empathism is very powerful, but we have been taught only the weaknesses. We have not been taught the actual power of our gift as an empath. We have not. Okay. You can do a lot being an empath. And it's not just about protecting yourself and dealing with people that are trying to do harm to you. It's not just about that. It's about the actual gift of empath. So you get taught a lot about your gifts, and I spend a lot of time with you. Typically, for apprentices, you get about 3 solid hours per week, like right straight on. Okay. And that's outside of the work that I do for you. Right. So, it's usually done by Zoom, or it can be done by Instagram, or it can be done by Yahoo. Not Yahoo. Why did I say Yahoo? Or it can be done by Facebook Messenger. Okay. And so this is where we actually we meet face to face. And there's like now I am a witch. So this is what you'll learn. You'll learn witchcraft. Okay. But it's not necessarily going to be all hands on or me showing you a spell or me. This is where I am literally because, see, I'm very telepathic. And a lot of the things that I got taught in the craft, I was taught by not even using words, but more so visions and spirits sending me these visions of rituals, and I could see them and I could see the result of those rituals, and I could, you know what I'm saying? So, it's not just that, it's actually the wisdom. A lot of us that know about these gifts, we don't have to talk at all. I'm a high priestess. And I've been doing a lot of talking. I don't even like talking too much. Talking is, ooh, okay? Talking is a trip sometimes. A lot of what you learn, even though we could be having a conversation about the magical powers of dirt or the magical powers of lemons, you're being sent that information. So we may not even talk about what you're being taught, but you're going to be given that wisdom based upon the invocations. So a lot of what you were taught is not spoken. Okay. Now, if you guys notice on this channel, there are tons and tons and tons, and even on my other channel, I'm converting over to this channel because my other YouTube channel got blacklisted by my haters. We're at war with the machines, for real. It's called a technicality. But at the end of the day, for me, a person that runs my company primarily digitally, digital marketing is very important, but I have a website that trumps all of that. So, even though I have social media freaking haters, there's always a workaround. It always is. And I don't even know why they waste their time and their energy. There's a lot of deep, deep secrets that you learn that I do speak to you about that you have to listen to though, especially when it comes to people draining your energy, energy harvesting, curses, bindings. Okay, when folks be trying to bind you, and it's totally ridiculous. All of these problems that we have in society are caused by fear. They fear the unknown. And then also it's hate, pure, unadulterated hate that people have for one another. And so this is something that you have to get well from, you know. Um, and this is something that you're taught. So you don't have to be a perfect person, but you have to at least be able to recognize your weaknesses and to be ready for your strengths. Okay. So it's a deep process. Yes, we are going to meet up. Yes. Oh God, definitely. Definitely. There's rituals that we have to do together in person as a coven. You don't necessarily have to live in Georgia. You can move to Georgia. If you're interested in moving to Georgia, then you can. Okay. One thing that you have to understand is that joining my coven is not a prison. It's not a trap. When you think about magic and witchcraft, you have to understand that it is an expansion all the way out to the farthest nook and cranny of the freaking universe. So you're not dealing with a high priestess witch that has limited beliefs on witchcraft. I know how deep it is and how far it goes. So it's not a trap. Yes, I do expect loyalty though. I don't expect for you to kiss my butt though, but it's a mutual respect. I don't People don't know how to have mutual respect for one another these days. They don't. And I don't even know. I think it may have been it possibly could have been childhood trauma. But there's a lot of us, like myself, that have experienced trauma, but I was still able to know how to have a mutual respect for people and a realness and a kindness. Yeah, when you're loyal to others, you're being loyal to yourself. I mean, why wouldn't you? If we're sitting around in a circle and we are harnessing this energy from many sources, why would you not trust that? And I understand. I understand that there are some spiritualists out here that are diabolical. We don't hang with them because we sit around, we drink wine, we might even smoke a little bit of bud, and we have fun, genuine fun. And if somebody is hurting, they gonna get healed. If you in my circle ever and I feel that you got some hurt, I'm gonna heal you. Right then and there, I'm gonna lay hands on you and I'm gonna heal you. And it ain't about giving my energy. That's not what that's about. It's about knowing how to harness the powers from what we've been given from source to actually heal your body and your spirit. Well, you got to heal the spirit first before you can heal the body. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. You get a lot, though. You get a lot. Okay, all right. Let me. Moon goddess, the Pisces. I've gotten tired of dealing with vampires and healing myself, then attracting the same energy in the form of a different person, being drained again, then having to heal myself again. Okay, so let me just say this to you, Moon goddess, the Pisces. Vampirism runs in our blood sometimes. The problem is if a person is a starving vampire. Vampire in original text is all about feeding, right? The reason why so many people are psychic vampires is because they don't feed their soul. Vampires spiritually don't even really feed off of humans, they feed off of nature. I hate to sound like a movie, like I'm from the Cullen family, but we're all that way. Most of us eat animals, we eat the plants and the fruits of this planet. They were given to us in abundance. This planet is a gift. And so, but psychic vampires, they don't know how to feed their soul. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you end up dealing with people that are draining you. hmm So spiritually, as well as physically, we're all vampires. But the question is, what type? Vampirism is a huge mystery. And I think that you want to go back to Sekhmet. If you learn the story of the goddess Sekhmet, okay, Sekhmet drank blood. And the way they were able to defeat Sekhmet when she was in her human, half spiritual form, they were able to trick her by pouring red wine so that she could drink from it, and she got drunk, and that was how they were able to subdue her. So all of that is symbolic of what you're feeding your soul. Okay, so understanding and it's man, it's so many different avenues to explore. I don't see how anybody can live in this, and like when you look around at the whole world, just go and look at the mystery. How can you look at an ocean or a lake or a pond or a waterfall, not man-made but man-made too? How can you look at that but still be confused or bored are chaotic. You shouldn't, all of the answers are right there, but so many people have starved themselves for so long that they cannot connect. And trust me, I am no longer leading horses to water that don't want to drink. Mm-mm. I'm not going to be leading people to these other realms and they don't want to go. I'm not going to do it, moon goddess. Okay. So, and I think it's important. Am I accepting any men as apprentices? Yeah, but he's going to be double, triple checked, like quadruple read, because honestly, a lot of men, they stuck on the apocalypse. They still ain't over the apocalypse. They are stuck in a time frame where things didn't work, which was why it got destroyed. It didn't work. That creation didn't work, which is why it got destroyed. And so they're just running around here. The end is coming. And it's all good. Like, they compare a woman like me. I'm trying to be a man, but it's like, nah, baby, I'm all woman. I love my split. I love oh my God, everything about it. I love being a woman. It is an excellent lifetime or incarnation to be a woman. That's why you see a lot of the transgender women. That's why a lot of men have turned themselves into women. It's a wonderful time to be a woman. Okay. So, but that's not to say that, I'm not encouraging men to turn themselves into women. But I still think that as a man, you can benefit from that energy, but a lot of them don't want to show respect. So that's why we're having an issue. So right now is a good time for us divine feminines to come together. It really is. It's time, and that's what I'm doing, and so, yeah, I mean, really the main thing that we're going to be planning a lot is those nature retreats. There is a wonderful place over here in Georgia. It's about an hour from me, called Tallulah Falls. That is the first place where we're going to have our meetup because it's real close. And there's a couple of different places around here. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be planning a lot of that. And I'm single. I am single and I'm ready to mingle with my goddesses, because all of you represent some kind of goddess. So that's what I'm ready for, and to kind of put those troubles and those negative thoughts behind us and just have fun. And then, of course, we definitely going to visit some haunted houses and stuff. I'm ready to travel. And I was not ready when I had that oppressive male energy in my life, because what's that about? Oh God, it's awful. It is. And so I'm ready. I'm so happy to be single right now. It feels good to be single right now. It does. And I've always had a problem being tied down. Even when I was in my 20s, where they say you more desirable. I feel that I'm more desirable now than I was in my 20s. But, I wasn't even ready to do it then. I was not ready to be tied down because I hadn't lived yet. And I didn't get to start living until I was in my late 30s. And they want to stop us. They do. They really want to stop us. But oh man, I can't even show the work that I got going. I can't. I got some work. Oh no. Mm-mm. So I wanted to have everybody, you know, kind of gather together before the summer solstice, but this will, we are going to celebrate the summer solstice, obviously, which is coming up somewhere between the 21st and the 22nd of June. And, especially those of you, what I can feel a lot of you going through is just feeling like you got a hole in your heart. And I'm not bragging, but I don't feel that way, but I can feel y'all. It feels like a hole is in your heart. It does. Because of some of the things that you're being told that you have to accept. It is literally a outright witch hunt right now. And if you're a woman, you should have an invested interest in protecting witches and protecting your witchy self. You should. If you are not, uh, no, you ain't. You done something done happened because y'all ever have y'all ever tripped on that movie? I know this is a movie, but Practical Magic. The first 5 minutes of that movie says it all. The first 5 minutes. Here's the little intricate details in that movie why I will always love that movie. It's a movie, but witches love witchy movies, even the bad ones that depict us as evil. We witches love witchy movies and TV shows. We do. People that don't like wit, even if it's bullshit, even if it deviates away from our belief system, we still like it. People that are not witches that don't like, they like, oh, that's a movie and that's all that. But it's still interesting. That's just like, if you're a black person, you like to see yourself on the silver screen. But the first 5 minutes of that movie, if you notice, when they were hanging Maria, when they were trying to hang Maria, and she was, the narrator, the lady that was in the movie was narrating the first 5 minutes of that movie. And she says most of her lovers was on her hanging committee, right? Maria. But what you want to trip off of is that they showed the husbands, but then they showed their wives that were angry because she had slept with their husbands desired her. Those women they look like somebody had just been sucking the soul out of them. Why did they look older, 30, 40 years older than their husbands? Why? What was the significance of that? So when you think about men and in history, when we look at vampires and how, vampires would bite the neck of women and they would suck her dry of all her blood. It's very spiritual. So, and all men are not vampiric like that, and so it is a learning curve. And it's nothing, like I said, it's nothing wrong with being a vampire. You can't help who you are. It's nothing wrong with being an incubus or a succubus. I am a child of Lilith. Most of the women of my family are. We don't feed off of the people around us. We don't feed off of the men around us. So there's a difference between incubus, succubus, vampire, and parasite. So we got a lot of parasites out there. They want to be incubus, succubus, vampires, but they're not. So you learn your true nature and how to use it, those gifts, which that's only a small percentage. That's only a small percentage of who you are spiritually. Okay. Those are the things that would be considered lower vibrational, but sometimes they're needed. those powers of the incubus, the succubus, the women of the night. Sometimes those energies are useful. Okay. But you don't stay in that energy all the time. And it's demon time. It's summertime. I told y'all it was demon time. Okay. That people are gonna the masks are off and people gonna act a fool over the summer. This gonna be a hot, it ain't gonna be a hot girl or hot boy summer. This is just gonna be a hot summer. Okay, so people are gonna really apply whatever spiritual knowledge that they have, and there's certain things that you need to protect yourself already put into place. Because if y'all thought that this new moon was a trip, we are at a waxing crescent at the moment. We got a little tiny crescent. Okay, the moon is at about 1% now. And it's a waxing moon. So those energies are going to intensify going towards the summer solstice. You're going to see a lot of religious bull crap, these religious men, and we got started on them early. The crap that they do. And they attacked me big time. Why? Because I am the carrier and the keeper of the keys of this knowledge. They figured if they could get me, they could cut the head off of the main snake, basically. Child, whatever. I am magic mostly. Okay, so, any of you women that are feeling that way, and a lot of you guys are factually being placed under some kind of harm because of it, especially with the experience that I just had, almost losing my home because of some bull crap, some fake stuff. It was really difficult, but I got through it, and I always do. And I told y'all I would get through it. Told y'all I would get through it. And that man is gonna regret it. Any man that tried to harm me and my family, he gonna regret. He already regretting it. He regretting it right now, and it's gonna get deeper. And so I'll be getting our summer solstice altar is going to get put together at the solstice. So you guys know that my front yard, my house is filled with all kinds of gifts from nature. We're going to collect witches' burrs in advance. In fact, I got to get out there today and collect a bunch of witches' burrs. We're going to have a bonfire with the witches' burrs. Um, very, very, very powerful time in particular for me. We are going into the constellation of Cancer. I think we already have. And so it just is what it is. What can you do except say, I'm sorry if my success bothers you so much? You did things and you were a part of things that was meant to destroy me, but did I allow you? Nope, I didn't. You join my coven though, man. You got to have 1000% faith in the craft. You do, man. You got to have faith in it's nothing wrong with having a foundation. A lot of you guys were raised Baptist, Christian. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't hate Jesus. I love Jesus. I don't hate him. Jesus ain't no obstacle for me. He may not help me in a lot of the workings that I do because I work with the goddess and I work with other people, other entities, but I don't have an issue with Jesus Christ. So if you don't, it doesn't mean that so that's not a problem. Okay. However, I believe that if they would have kept the Bible in its original form, Jesus probably told us at some point to have faith in the magic that that Bible is edited. And like I said, what I was saying earlier when it comes to Jesus is that they crucified Jesus because he was a witch. So we work, and deal with the saints that have a connection with magic. We do. And we'll never stop. But when you're a woman, you have an advantage of the goddess within you, and it just is what it is. And they work hard and feverishly every single day to try to stomp you out like a cigarette butt. Yeah. Well, if you tie it down with the correct person, moon goddess, but if it's somebody that, that's just like me. I am like, I consider myself to be the queen of witches. Right. So why would I be with a man that doesn't like witches? Like that doesn't that doesn't make any, or at least he don't like female witches. It's a warlock that is practicing the craft. Why would I be with somebody that doesn't like witches? That makes no sense. That's struggle love. No, thank you. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be single. I'd rather be celibate. Okay. You know, for a little while now, we ain't gonna go too far. But a lot of us, when we go into things, though, our eyes are wide open. When you already know how a person is, I mean, should it be a shock to your system? Not to me, so I'm grateful to, that the person that I recently dealt with told me exactly who he was, and he was exactly who he said he was. He was true to his word. He said, I'm a witch hunter and all that stuff, and I was like, wow, so sad. Anyway, so that's what we're working on, that's what we're dealing with. If you want to become an apprentice, it is important for you to schedule that preliminary reading with me. Okay. And that does cost. You can just shoot me a note, say, hey, I'm interested in your apprenticeship program, and I'll have to accept you. You have to be accepted. If I don't feel it's going to be a good match, then I'll just tell you straight up. Or if I already have you in mind for it, then you can go ahead and get your funds in, and then we can schedule our time together so that I can let you know what the POA is, which is the plan of action. And that typically takes a few hours of my time. And a lot of the times when I'm talking to you guys, I'm already doing the work for you. I have a beautiful little stone altar set up with my sunstones right now, and my moonstones that I have right now at the moment. So, all of the energy that you guys are feeling, feeling that flow of power and feeling that balance from the moonstone. I have them working together right now. It's a little altar I got set up right in front of me. So, you know, um, and the future plans of being an apprentice. Some of you may decide, I want to. I'm either there's a massage therapist that I would love to invite as an apprentice. But if you want to become a massage therapist, or if you want to become, or if you already are into Reiki or acupuncture, or reading auras, or whatever it is that you do, this is the future of what we plan to do once I open up my shop. So when I open up my shop, I do plan as a goal to have a place, a spa, and I've been wanting this spa for a while. Spirit wants it, not just me. Spirit wants it. And, you will have the option to work at my spa, to be a partner, not just to work there, but to be a partner. Okay. Now, if you plan on just being, not just being, but if you plan on being only a remote, coven member, then that's fine too. As long as you can make it to some of the meetups. Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's something that, to the point where it's kind of like when you eliminate distractions and bad men from your life, guess what? Things like that start coming into fruition. And that's exactly what we're doing. And it is the greatest gift of all. You know what I'm saying? It is. We can do all that later. A man can come later. Not saying that you can't have a man. Some of y'all been married for years. Okay. So I'm not saying that. But for those of you that are single, you're still valuable. A lot of a lot of people like to place our value on whether or not there's a man, whether or not the man is valuable or not to your life. And this is something that, like, no, like, and I'm not the type of person that's nosy and meddling. I don't get involved in people's relationships, unless you ask me a question. And I bless relationships. I actually marry people. So, because sometimes when you deal with women that are single, it's almost like they're trying to make everybody else single around them. I don't have that issue. I don't have jealousy issue. I don't have that issue. I'm fulfilled within myself. So I'm not, I do consider myself a very highly evolved human being, spiritual being. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, girl, we are so tapped into each other. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes, that. And you know what? I went to massage therapy school years ago. I think this was when my eldest son was like maybe a few months old. And, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I only went to one class, but I was in my 20s and I was still very unstable, hadn't tapped into myself. But I don't know, like, I haven't had formal training, but technically I am a massage therapist. I can give a hell of a massage, but in the spa I do want somebody that is certified, a certified massage therapist. So, and it's exciting. And yeah, there's people that don't want to see us do that. They're not gonna, but you know what, you can't be sensitive to those people at the same time. Okay, so you got to desensitize yourself to the haters. You do. Okay, so it just is what it is. Okay, and they have said, honestly, we ran into the worst of the worst. These people that, boy, these people, boy, they through dealing now, though. I can tell you that the spirit is gonna strike them down if they try it. All that, oh, I'm going to look you up and I'm going to find you and I'm going to do that. They ain't going to do nothing. Okay. So, and a lot of you guys that, get involved, especially if we ever do anything live as a coven, they're like hyenas scratching at our toes. It's absolutely ridiculous. But these people are going to move on. Everybody in your life that's trying to stop you is getting ready to move on. They don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. We're definitely going to find the resources to open up that spa. We are. We definitely are. Okay. And they ain't going to make it hard on us. They not. They going to make it hard on themselves. We going to have a freaking, I already got a mirror room. Just a room filled with mirrors from anybody that's a part of that energy. They can get it. They can get that evil eye, because the evil eye is a part of the mirrors. And so, that's why we're not tripping off of what they're doing. We're not playing any games anymore. Okay. And it's time. It's been time. Okay. So You guys are, the apprenticeship program is not on the website. It's not. Okay. You get invoice for that. So you just contact me. Um, because it's so sacred that I don't want just anybody being able to go to the website and buy it, because they'll have an intent to buy your ancestors or buy your energy. So that energy is not going to be on the website, but you'll get invoice for it. And like I said, it seems pricey, but the only reason why it seems pricey to a lot of people is because somebody's been blocking you. Hell, they've been blocking me too. Trust me. And but at this point, they're blocking themselves. Okay, we already went through that. They've been able to block just a little bit, and they block and we unblock. They block and we unblock. And so now it's at the point where they can't block us at all. They can only block themselves. So I do accept half down on that. And, just what you want to be prepared for is change, which is always good, positive change. You want to be prepared for meeting up with me 3 hours per week. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they will go through a bunch of changes to block you, and then when they realize they've only blocked themselves, then they start waking up. They start waking up to the fact that they've only blocked themselves. That's what's so sad about it. But hopefully people will get it together, that for them, for their own sake. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing about the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, how it works, you know. So yeah, if you need to do that right now, I'm only accepting 2 or 3. That's it. 3 would be the maximum. And like I said, I already have a couple of people in mind. So it just depends on, who's lucky enough. Um, right now, I think a lot of people are struggling with, trusting women that have dealt with bad men. But don't question those women, question the man and his behavior. People have a tendency to question the woman whenever a man acts like that. And that's the one thing you got to get past. That's a sign of being dumbed down. And that's one thing that I refuse. It's a vision that I have of me and a man that is actually for me, and we're kind of sitting around in the apothecary surrounded by herbs, and we're making fresh essential oils. That's the man for me. You know what I'm saying? So people struggle with that. They struggle. But see, that's because I'm not a scam artist. Men like to be involved with scams. I'm not a scam artist. Okay. So I don't have a man hidden in the tuck to be a part of a scam so I can fool people. Okay. I'll go through the same exact thing that we're all going through as women. So we're not going to tell lies and pretend because, so yeah, there's a lot of people scamming, and they think, and there's a lot of scamish men who think, oh, I'm going to speak out negatively about you and I'm going to ruin you. And he's a scam artist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't do things like that. So get in, get in, get in as soon as possible, preferably before the summer solstice, which is the 21st. Okay. Which is the 21st. Okay. There's one of them men came in here. Be gone, you're not welcome. You're not welcome. We castrate you. We banish you. We castrate you. Bye. Bye. My rent is paid, hun. Quit projecting. Don't come in here. You're not welcome. That's one of them trolls that hangs around with that abusive male that talks about children in public. Bye. Your energy is not welcome here, hun. People are pathetic. You know, here's the whole thing. They want to come in here and talk about rent money. You're just mad because I'm not willing to bend over and take it up my butt so you'll give me some money. That's the one thing I would never do. I would never do. And I want to say this to males that want to join my coven. Um, don't let that person, don't think that I am taking this out on any man. I'm not. He's just ignorant. Okay. So there's actually men out there that do respect the goddess and they respect witches. They're followers of Lilith, and it just is what it is. Let's let them troll because we're go ahead and troll. Go ahead and troll, hon. Go ahead. Don't never mind them. Just let them troll. Hold on a second, guys. That's a male in here mad because I won't give him the privilege of giving me his money. Bad bitch on deck right here. He's mad because I won't accept it. He wants to give me all of his money and I won't accept it. Go ahead, keep trolling. I ain't gonna block this troll account. All right, hold on, y'all. Let him troll. Give me a second. You know what? Whoever you are behind that Lex Luthor account, I am so sorry that you have not found your niche or your north, and I'm so sorry that you have failed at life as a man. I'm so sorry that that happened to you, that you feel the need to come over here. Go ahead and keep talking, hon. It's so sad that our men have came to this, that men have come to this place in their life. You are a very sad person for you to come over here. I guess this is the behavior of somebody that's never even held down a job before in his life. Anything else you want to say before I block you? Anything else you want to say before I block you? That's a sicko, moon goddess. That's a sicko. He's a stalker. He's a stalker trying to imagine this, a stalker trying to tell somebody about social experiences. Imagine that. It's a stalker. Hmm. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, I know who that is. That's not a man. I know exactly who that is. Girl, bye. Well, Moon Goddess, what it is that it's a pocket watcher. They're watching my money, which is why they're in here talking about somebody else's finances, and probably a drug addict. To be honest with you, that person, what I could sense from them is that they're a drug addict, and they get upset. They Drug addicts have a tendency to watch other people's money, and there's a lot of drug addicts on this website. Yeah. Right. It's a female. Uh-huh. I thought it was a man, but it was definitely a female. And whoever it is, well, I know exactly what it is. I ain't gonna say her name. She's gonna learn. Trust me, she's gonna learn to stop watching other people's money. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, there are a lot of people who are lost in this world, and those people do want to be an obstacle to you. Learning the craft and having the protection of the craft is so important because, these people energetically, they're cursed, they have issues. You know what I say to people like that? Let cruelty, pain, and evil ways follow that villain throughout her days. Reverse the torment she creates to turn on her crueler fate. Exactly. So, and that's just how they move. It is, confusion and chaos and bad spirits. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's insane. And they all come from this it's not surprising that I would confuse their energy with this male's energy, though, because they all come from the same person, and he's been canceled out of my life. Never was a like, it's ridiculous, that some people are going to get up every day and talk about the same crap every single day. Like a tape recorder, they just go on and on and on and on. And a lot of us are going to move forward, and that's what we're doing today. And it's so sad that these people would follow me over here. If you weren't in the chat communicating with me, they've never seen you before, Moon Goddess. If you weren't in here communicating, they wouldn't have anything to say. That's that they come from that group of people that thought that they could destroy my business. Imagine being a woman that weak in your womanhood. That's sad. What else can we do? So, anywho, that's my cue to get out of here. I will see y'all later. Y'all know where I'm at. My phone number 770-686-7461. You can text me at that number and I'll get you scheduled. Okay. All right. We'll be celebrating while they'll be hating all day, every day. I'll see y'all later. Blessings to you guys. No, they don't. But I stay with, that's the whole thing, is that, they're having a temper tantrum. I always have had support. I've never not had it, you know. But anyway, okay, y'all. I will see y'all later. Blessings. Bye-bye.